Hello, I'm Bryn Lucas and this is BikeNation. Now the helmet in front of me is brand new for 2015. It's the Shoei Hornet Adventure bike helmet, perfect for off-road riding, but also great for on-road as well. I'll give you all the spec, all the details over the next couple of minutes, but check out BikeNation to see all the different options that are available to you. Well, before we get to the helmet itself, remember that BikeNation has got loads of different videos on the BikeNation channel, loads of videos on different helmet options and clothing too, so go and have a look. Also, if you're not following us on Facebook and Twitter and the other social media, then do that too, and you can find all the different methods on the bottom of the screen. So to the helmet itself, it's made from Shoei's innovative way of constructing a helmet. It's made from AIM, that's advanced integrated matrix to you and me. It's extremely strong, extremely durable, and will protect you when and where you need it. But because of the construction method, it's also extremely light. And whenever you're doing anything strenuous, you want to be comfortable, and this won't put too much pressure on your neck at all as you're riding along, which is really important. Now, the shape of the helmet is also important. This is an adventure helmet designed for off-road riding as well, so it's got a slightly elongated front here. The reason for this, if you've never really known, the reason for this is to allow more air to get into your face so that if you are puffing and panting when you're riding along, you've got more oxygen going in. Now, if we turn our attention to the helmet and to the visor itself, now there's quite a lot to tell you about the visor. First of all, it conforms to European standards, so it gives you UV protection, but it's also optically correct. And if you're thinking about doing adventure riding, you want things to be where they appear to be. And with this visor here, you get clear vision, which is very nice indeed too. But you've also got a tab here, aerodynamic design. This entire helmet has been aerodynamic designed using Shoei's wind tunnel facility. And I'll go into detail, especially about the peak in just a moment. But you've got this aerodynamic design tab here to raise and lower the visor, which fits inside the peak just there. Easy to do so as well. And as it clips down as well, it locks into place so it won't lift up when you're riding along. And if you're doing anything adventurous, you don't want unexpected things to happen like your visor lifting up. It's also got reinforced bars across the top here of the visor that keep it nice and rigid so it doesn't move around too much. And what that does, gives you a nice seal across the top and the bottom of the visor, keeps it weatherproof and stops it moving too. But you have the option as well, if you're lowering it, you could lower it just to this point here, and there's a little gap underneath the visor there to allow the air to flow, but simply lock it into place and that gap will be gone, which is a very nice addition. Now, if you want to change the visor over, you can do, or if it gets dirty, you want to give it a bit of a clean, maybe change it for a new one, all you can do is remove it. And the way you do so is you lever it here, put the lever forwards, and off it comes. You click it off, you can remove the visor with the peak still in place, and then simply pop it back into place here, give it a bit of a push, he says. There you go, it's into place there, it's locked in, and it's already done. So the visor's got loads of different features there. It works brilliantly, but if you're a rider that when you go off-road, maybe dirt bike riding or something like that, and you don't want the visor on, you can simply take the visor off, like I say, with the peak still in place, simply pop the visor off, stick it in your bag, and put some goggles on. And what's really nice is you can put goggles on. There's a little groove along here, you can see with the design. This will stop the strap of the goggles from flicking up over the top there, keeps it in position, keeps you nice and secure as you're riding along, and keeps that oxygen flowing into your face. So that's the construction of the visor, lots of different options, but it also comes with a pin lock. You can see the tabs here on the sides of the visor. And in the box, you get the pin lock as well. So put that on there and it will stop the visor misting up. And like I say, it comes in the box for an extra bonus for you. So that's the visor. Let's now have a look at ventilation. Now, when Shoei design a helmet, they always start from scratch. They start from a blank piece of paper, they put the features down that you need, and then they design a helmet around that. And because this is an off-road helmet, you could, of course, take that visor off and wear goggles, and then you've got loads of ventilation there because you've got the entire face open there. But if you've got the visor down, you need to get air in, and you have this little chin vent here too. That simply opens and closes like so, a little tab just there, and you just flick it up and lower it with your glove on, and you can feel it nice and easily. Opening it up, of course, allows air to flow in across your face and keeps you nice and cool. But in addition to that, you've also got the forehead vent here, and you can slide it open, you can see that the air can get in. Now, most helmets have got a vent on the top of the helmet here for the top of your head, but because of the peak on this one, that can't happen. But like I was saying, Shoei really work with you to work out what you need and build it into the helmet. So what they've done is they've created really clever channeling system inside the helmet, and it channels all the air around your head, keeps your head nice and cool as you're riding along. Any hot air though, that leaves the helmet using these vents here, and there are others built into the lining across the bottom that you won't be able to see at the moment. But all the air will flow out here, it keeps your head nice and cool as you're riding along, and that's particularly important if you're doing anything strenuous. So that's the outside construction of the helmet. You can really see the shape, the way it's been designed for the aerodynamics, but there is this big peak on the top too. Now this peak can be removed if you want it, so you don't have to have it on at all times. Now if you're the sort of person that likes to ride their bike to an off-road track or a dirt track or something like that, and you don't want to have to take the peak off when you're riding and stick it in a bag or anything, what you can do with this helmet is keep it on. And the reason is this: Shoei have designed this helmet using their wind tunnel technology to keep it aerodynamically sound, and that includes the peak as well. These little louver vents have been built into the peak, and what that does is allows the air to flow through the peak, pinning it down as opposed to lifting it up, which it would do if there were no vents. It would be like a sail. So that's great for you, but if you do want to take it off, all you have to do is twist these areas around here, one on either side, little screw areas just there, and also unlock it on the top, pull it off, and then store it in your bag and then put it back on again when you want to. So that's the outside of the helmet. Loads and loads of features, perfect for off-road riding as well as road riding as well, which is pretty important. And if we have a look now at the interior and the padding, well, there's quite a lot to tell you about the pads. To start with the shape of them, they've got this area around here that actually goes underneath your jawline, and what that does actually stops the helmet from lifting up when you're riding along, keeps it fitting more snug to you, more secure, and that also helps to reduce things like wind noise and means you can concentrate on what's going on off-road or even on-road. Now, the pads themselves are made from a moisture-wicking material. It's actually called 3D Max Dry Lining, and what it does, it helps to draw the moisture from your face away from your face, keeps you nice and dry, and once again keeps you much more comfortable. And if you think about being an off-road rider and all that sweat that you're going to be emitting from your body, it all gets soaked up and keeps you nice and dry. Now if you did have a spill and you needed to be removed from your helmet, there's a really nice quick release emergency system that's built into this helmet here. You can see these two red tabs, one on either side. The emergency services will come to you, see this, and if you're on your back or if you've fallen off, they can actually grab hold of the tab here and pull it down like so, pulling the chin pad away from the helmet. And as you can see, a big gap arriving here. Do the same to the other side, and they can simply slide the helmet away from you, and that will cause you any more further damage, which is pretty important. Now the pads can be removed by you as well, so if you want to give them a bit of a clean, you can do. I was saying about off-road riding and all that sweat. If you want to take them out, give them a wash. I'd recommend it. All you have to do is simply pull the pad. Now you could grab the red pad if you want to, or the red tag here if you want, but what I do is simply grab it like so, give it a bit of a tug, and out comes the pad. That's two cheek pads done. You've got one more though, the skull cap. Out this one comes. Nice simple system there. Pull it out, give it a wash, and Bob's your uncle. So that's the pads removed. And when the pads are removed, you can see just how thick they are, nice and comfortable too. Made from memory foam like your mattress, and this will return to its original shape. So if you give it a wash, it will turn to that shape there and you can put it back in. But if you want to customize your helmet to fit you more snugly, you can buy thicker ones or thinner ones, or you can get thicker ones and thinner ones. Just speak to BikeNation, they'll be more than happy to help. So with all the pads removed, you can now see inside the helmet, and you can see all the construction there. Loads of different layers of polystyrene, and what this does here gives you extra strength around the areas you need it. So it's multi-layered for your comfort and also for your safety too. But if you're the sort of person that likes to ride with a communication system, I know a lot of us do nowadays, some intercom or something like that. Remember, Shoei have their own, so check those out at BikeNation. But you could also put that into this helmet. It's already ready for you. So all you have to do, couple of pads, one on either side here, cover your ears, give it a little tug, and out it comes. In that area just there is a space for a speaker. Put the speaker in, wire it all in, and you're done. Of course, if you don't have one, simply leave these in because that will give you more noise reduction as you're riding along. So there you have it, all the features of this helmet. They're all listed on BikeNation too. If you've got any questions, please do speak to BikeNation. They're more than happy to help and they'll answer any questions you may have. Also check out the sizing guide to find out which one is right for you. It does come with the pin lock insert lens, a great addition too, and a bag to keep it nice and clean when you're not using it. Now any orders of £25 or more from BikeNation will get you free delivery, so this will be free delivery as well. And if you haven't done so already, check out BikeNation, the channel, to see all the different videos on all the different helmet options and clothing options too. We're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, and all the other social media as well. I'll catch you all very soon.